Okay. Well, that worked, I think. What's going on, everyone? That'll be a little smoother transition next time. I am Fuego Steve, and I am joined by Jaguar Lou. What's going on today, Lou? Can't hear you. I got you. I hear you. We're gonna get through this first one, and we'll see if anyone ends up watching or not. And oops, I just had to mute. See, I just had to close my thing because I could hear myself. Um,
We're gonna get there over the course of the next couple.
yeah, for sure. We'll get it down. We'll get it down. We'll hope to be joined by Steve Renner, Rob Gariak, mixed in the four of us as well. Um, we are going to start with we got a 7 game slate tonight, I believe. Starts at 7:10. First game up is the Indians at the Twins. Um, both Vegas has them each scoring under 4 runs. It's Jose Barrios versus Carlos Carrasco. Um, what I don't know. What do you think of these pitchers? They're kind of in the middle for me, but they do have upside for sure. What do you think?
First, let me say, can you hear me or am I on mute?
I can hear I can hear you just fine.
Perfect. Normally, I would like Barrios in this matchup, or in a matchup when he is playing well. But he does pitch better against righties, and Lindor's been hot. Ramirez has been hot, both homering last night. Brantley also had a good game last night. I would even consider stacking Cleveland tonight in a weird 1-3-4 stack. 1-3-4 being the batting order. Um, Francisco Lindor, Jose Ramirez, and Michael Brantley all played very well last night, and I could see them playing well against Barrios. I don't really want to pay up for them tonight, or pay up for Barrios tonight. I would pay up for those three players tonight. And on the other side, Carlos Carrasco, I think he may be my pitcher tonight. I have to go a little bit deeper into it, but as of now, Carlos Carrasco does strike me as my number one. If it wasn't for Joe Mauer's numbers, but he has good numbers against everybody. So I just get a little nervous about the 2-4 spots in Mauer and Rosario. But if it wasn't for that, Carlos Carrasco would be my number one pitcher of the slate. But in terms of this game, I think what we're taking away from this is a sneaky 1-3-4 stack of the Cleveland Indians.
Okay. Yeah, I was on the Indians last night. I think they could get to Barrios tonight. That's fine. I could get behind that, no problem. I like Carrasco over Barrios if you're choosing between the two. I think Carrasco's got higher upside, a little more K potential, and in a better spot versus Minnesota than Barrios versus Cleveland. So if you want to do a little mini Cleveland stack or Cleveland stack, that's fine. It's not my favorite game for sure. Um,
I think you could actually do a three-man Cleveland stack, the 1-3-4 batters, and actually include Carrasco in that stack on FanDuel, and then do a four-man stack from another team and a one-off. Just because I do think Carrasco is a great play tonight, but you're probably going to want to play him with some of these Cleveland batters.
right. That's kind of what I did last night with Kluber. It didn't work out the way I had hoped, but yeah, there were people that did that and won money for sure. And we're gonna stay away from. I mean, you gonna do a hedge lineup with Minnesota? Just stay away.
No, I'm actually only running one main lineup tonight over, I think, 7 leagues. So that's not going to be my core lineup. As of now, Carlos Carrasco is that pitcher in that core lineup at 9,300.
Hmm.
Normally I would go to Garrett Cole, but he's going up against a team full of righties. I'm sorry, full of lefties. And we just spoke about Barrios and Robbie Ray. I guess is a viable play, but San Francisco has all these righties. So next man up, Carlos Carrasco, and I'm actually stacking San Diego as of right now, which has screwed me two times in a row. But I'm gonna go back for the third time just because I'm an idiot. But I think Carlos Carrasco comes in as the most viable elite pitcher on the slate at 9,300 on FanDuel.
All right. Yeah, I'm fine rolling Carrasco. That's perfectly fine. Um, let's get to the Nationals at Mets. There's no real weather concerns in that first game. No real weather concerns here. Both. It's a lot warmer though. The Minnesota game than it is in New York. It's only 52 in New York. Good pitchers weather. Got Tanner Roark versus Steven Matz. Um, let's see. Matz might be sneaky or DK SP2 on DK. Um,
Max is a great SB2 on DK. Uh, he came out playing real well last week, I think it was. I have to check if it was against Washington. It very well could have been.
2 weeks ago, or yeah, 11 days ago against Washington, he pitched 5 innings, 93, 8 Ks.
No, I see it here. It was 2 days ago. I'm sorry, it was two game starts ago. And you know what's funny? I called my friend. He's a Mets fanatic. I said, "What do you think about Steven Matz? The numbers were in his favor." He said, "Don't trust him." Matz struck out the side in the first three. I'm sorry, the first three batters. I think he struck out five out of the first six. He was unbelievable in 5 innings. I do think you could take a chance on him, considering he got 39 points. He didn't get the quality start and didn't get the win.
Right, and which you need on FanDuel on DK when he pitched against them. He got 24 FanDuel DraftKings points. So I definitely like him as a SP2 on DK. What about on the other side, Roark? Are you gonna pitch Tanner tonight? You gonna stay? He's probably a viable SP2 on DK as well. To be honest with you.
No, I
What did he play the Mets this year as well? He must have. What did he do?
I can check, but you have Conforto back. Todd Frazier's hitting well. Is Google Cabrera's hitting great. Jay Bruce is a very powerful lefty. This Mets, and then Cespedes sat yesterday. He's playing tonight. The Mets played very well without Cespedes last night. Their other players are playing well, and their worst player in their lineup is their best BVP player, Adrian Gonzalez, or their worst player in their starting lineup. He's batting sixth. He's got a 333 average. Excuse me, one home run, one double, and two hits. So, I might even stack the Mets. I don't think I'm going to take a chance on Roark tonight, especially in New York. I think the Mets should win this game by a large margin.
Okay, all right. Then that would leave us as Mats as an SP2, and then to play some Mets. Which Mets? You said Cabrera. No, you said Conforto. Play the Mets lefties, right? Bruce, Conforto.
Yeah, I mean, I would just go 1 through 4 or 1 through 5, excluding one of them. The best BVPs are. Um, I mean, you're probably gonna want to play Adrian Gonzalez. Maybe not. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. But you're going up against Tanner Roark, a righty, so you're gonna want to get some of these lefties in there. Conforto for sure. Asdrubal Cabrera. Todd Frazier's batting fifth. Have no problem with him. Adrian Gonzalez batting sixth. Have no problem with him. Excuse me. Jay Bruce is batting fourth with a 188 average and 16 at bats. I'd probably avoid Jay Bruce and play Frazier in that scenario. I'd play Frazier and Adrian Gonzalez, hoping that Jay Bruce continues his his struggles against Tanner Roark.
Sounds like you need a drink, Lou. Go get some water. Uh,
No, it's not that. It's just like this, like a part. I need some like sprinkling stuff falling here.
Gotcha. Um, yeah, and you mentioned the BVPs. Both of them are decent against each other in limited, 56 at bats. Matt's against Washington, only allowing a 196 average with one home run to Michael Taylor. And Roark versus the Mets, a little bit worse, 229 average, allowed four home runs, one each to some guys, Gonzalez, Conforto, Frazier, Cabrera. So, yeah, I think I would like the Mets side better for sure. You could do some one-offs as well from this game. The next game, we got the Philadelphia Phillies at Atlanta Braves. Pretty even matchup, but you got Vincent Velasquez versus Brandon McCarthy. I do not think I will be rostering either pitcher, and I think you could roster guys from both Philadelphia and Atlanta, as this could be one of the higher scoring games on the night.
I currently have Atlanta players locked in. I love when Kurt Suzuki's at that five position. And they Vince Velasquez actually played Atlanta. I have the craziest cat in the world. I wish I could turn this camera. He's actually trying to make his escape to the streets of Harlem. I don't know if you guys but Velasquez played Atlanta. He currently owns a 13.5 ERA. It was one game start. He went 2.2 innings, nine hits, 7 runs, 4 earned runs, uh, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a 5.63 average, allowed average. I don't know why they let it get that bad. But the fact is, Atlanta should beat him up again. Let me see when they faced him. They faced him on March 31st. Granted, it was the first game of the season. Atlanta won 15-2, and it was in Atlanta. But I think you can count on these Atlanta bats again, and they're at discounted prices. So I do think the Albies is a play. I'm sure I'm never gonna say his name right. The BVPs suggest Swanson, Nick Markakis. You it really wasn't one player, I guess, in this
Yeah,
matchup
they have
that
yet to homer off of them, but they do.
they will beat him up, I think, and maybe take a two, three, four, five from this game. Kurt Suzuki, Markakis, and Alvin being the most important, I think, of this stack. Go Freddie Free. I mean, whatever you can fit, and I think considering they're all going to get some singles and some doubles, maybe one of them hits a home run. I think the Atlanta stack will be a good stack. Right now, I have them in with Carlos Carrasco in my main lineup, and I have Kurt Suzuki, Albies, uh, Nick Markakis, and Preston Tucker. I might change Preston Tucker somewhere along the line, but I do like
I can hear you just fine, but they're saying you sound faint, and I don't know why. So if you could speak up a little, though.
ask them if hello.
I can hear you.
Do you think this is a let me see.
Yeah, I could hear you fine before, so I'm not sure. We'll work it out as we go. No, that's worse. That's worse. Go back to what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Worse?
Yeah, go back to what it was.
I'll get something better along the line. Hold on.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely the lefties, which are a pretty big part of their lineup, can go up against Velasquez for sure. And
Guys, one thing, I blame Apple for these headphones. I hate Apple. They are the worst because these headphones have given me nothing but problems.
well then, yeah, well, no comment. So anyway,
We do not endorse Apple.
yeah,
But one that hits cleanup.
I really like Preston Tucker on the Atlanta side. I like Hoskins on Philadelphia side. I like Nick Williams, only 2,300 on FanDuel, batting lefty versus McCarthy. So I like both sides of this game. Moving on to the next game, Giants at Diamondbacks. I like the Diamondback side. It's Robbie Ray versus Chris Stratton. I like the Diamondbacks bats. You could mix and match either one offs or do a full stack or mini stack. Descalso still $2,000 min price on FanDuel, batting fifth. And you got Kettle Marty batting second at 2.5. So if you did the 2 through 5 stack, it allows you to get Goldschmidt and Pollock in there because they're so cheap. If you're doing a stack there. On the other side, I'm probably going to stay away from San Francisco against Robbie Ray tonight. Does that mean I like Robbie Ray? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm yeah, but yeah, but he only went 4.2 innings against them last time. 6 Ks, 5 hits, 3 walks. I think he should do better than that this time. I think he should. And that was a rough outing for him. But right, I do kind of like him. So what were you gonna say?
Chris Stratton was the pitcher that when I was in the championship with you in Chicago, I stacked Washington the day after Harper had that freak injury, and Stratton had like 10 strikeouts. He killed it. So I don't mind Arizona stacking them, but I can see Stratton having a good game today at low ownership and low price, just because Arizona does strike out a lot, and he is a very talented pitcher. Granted, it's in Arizona, which is a hitter's stadium, but when you look at these BVPs, he's actually held them to a 194 average over 40 at bats. That's not enough of a sample size to get excited about, but he has struck out seven. He has struck the Diamondbacks out 7 times. So I think you can consider him as a long shot pitcher. I probably am not going to the Diamondback stack today.
Okay, and on the other side, they have hit Ray okay, especially including that last game, 274 average for the team, 3 home runs, 41 Ks in 135 at bats. Yeah, I'm not going to say Ray is my favorite pitcher. It's probably Garrett Cole, but maybe Carrasco can sneak in there. Maybe Maeda, but that scares me. But they're all the ones in play for me, the higher end ones on FanDuel at least. Maybe the Steven Matz play, but I don't. I'm not gonna. Roster Chris Stratton is cheap on DraftKings, but he's not my favorite pitcher too. So I'm not gonna roster Chris Stratton. Actually, I got to get a lineup in on DraftKings. All right, next game: Red Sox at Los Angeles Angels. Tyler Skaggs versus Rick Porcello. What are you going to do with these pitchers? You're rolling out either of these pitchers? I'm going to say no.
I'm not rolling out the pitchers. I am considering an Angels stack. They've been hitting very well this year. This is not the Angels team of last year. They're hitting exceptionally well, actually. They have some BVPs to back it up. Cole Calhoun playing very well against Porcello. Zach Kozar, Ian Kinsler, Maldonado, Pujols. Actually, Maldonado not so great, but he does have a triple. So yeah, I think that the Angels, along with Atlanta and my other sneaky play, which we'll talk about in a bit, San Diego. Those would be my best stacks of the night. But yeah, I do like this Angels stack a lot. Kozar, Calhoun, Kinsler, and
Mike Trout.
or Simmons. Although Trout has 2 home runs, he's hitting 241, 29 at bats. 2 home runs is nice, but in 24 in 29 at bats, that's not something that I get really too excited about. In 29
Yeah, he has not. You know, he's 7 for 29 with 2 home runs, 7 Ks, but he is Mike Trout. I tend to throw those out to a degree, unless there's domination one way or the other. But yeah, I can see it. And the rest of the guys do have good BVPs. Kinsler in 20 at bats, 9 for 20. Calhoun 7 for 19. Kozar 3 for 5. Simmons 5 for 15, etc. So.
The over under is fine. The only reason I say don't take Mike Trout is just because you're gonna have to pay up somewhere for pitcher, and I do want to try to get Carrasco. So it's like, like last night I stacked Oakland like everybody else did, but I did Canna, Piscotti, and Lucroy and all that, the end of the lineup, because that's another way to stack a team that you think is going to do well, but not necessarily pay full price for them. So that's a similar thought process here.
Yeah, when we wrap up, I want to talk about something that we're going to go back to in a second. But, yeah, what about Boston side? You going to play any of them versus Tyler Skaggs? I think you could, especially the righties. JD Martinez, Mookie Betts, who went off again yesterday.
Yeah, Mookie Betts is at the point where I think he's my one off of the day. If I get an article out, he will be my one off of the day. He's kind of just doing too well to slow down right now. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stack Boston. But yeah, I would roster Mookie Betts as a one off for sure.
I think you could do JD Martinez as well, for sure. I think you could play some of these guys versus Skaggs, who doesn't really scare me that much. And you could play some LA guys as well. Doing so far, I'm not really on Cleveland or the Twins. Mets or Washington, maybe Mets, but not really. I do like the Phillies and Atlanta. You could do that. I like Arizona, Lou, not as much. And this game, I think you could go either side. One-off bets, JD Martinez, the righties on Boston, and Trout with the bad VVPs, but he is Trout. Houston at Seattle. Mike Leake versus Garrett Cole. Tell me, why do you not like Garrett Cole tonight? He's been pretty dominant, so far this season. 61, 58, 61 FanDuel points, 7 innings pitched each game, 14, 11, and 11 Ks. He's only given up 4 hits in 3 games. I'm sorry. He's only walked 4 in 3 games, given up 10 hits through 3 games, 3 earned runs through 3 games. So if that is pretty dominant, I would say. What's wrong with him tonight versus Seattle?
Nothing is wrong with him. I really just strike him. Let me see. His 3 year season average against lefties. His strikeouts were the literal exact same 248, but in 100 or 80 less at bats. Yeah, I guess I have no reason not to like him. I think it's more so that the lefties scare me. I guess there's no statistical backing that says Garrett Cole's any worse against righties than lefties, or lefties than righties. But you have D Gordon that has a 375 batting average, and he'll be leading off. You have Jean Segura, who could be batting second. So it just gives me the feeling of a bad start. People can jump on him for chalk all they want, but matchups are matchups, and Seattle has a lot of good lefties. Seager, Cano, who homered last night, I believe. And then you have a lot of righties that can really hit the ball out there too, like Mitch Haniger and Nelson Cruz. So I don't think I'm going to be going to Garrett Cole tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned Segura, who's a righty, who's 8 for 23 off him. No one has homered off him, but they are batting 300. Cruz has yet to face him. Cano's 2 for 4. Seager's 1 for 4. So, no, because Cano's 0 for 2. Seager's 1 for 4. So, very limited at bats there. D. Gordon is 6 for 16. Yes.
There's just too much reason not to take him. You know what I
Right.
Like for a pitcher like him, it should be an easy choice. And there's just too much reason for me to say, I don't know if I like him. And with Carlos Carrasco there in Minnesota, who hasn't been playing well at a $9,300 price, making lineup completely plausible, completely easy. I think I'm gonna go there.
All right. I think I like Cole more than you two, more than you do. He's in a good ballpark, good weather. I get it though. I get it, and I understand he's expensive. These are the most expensive on both sites. I think. Yeah, most expensive on both sites. So I get it. I think that I have a little more confidence tonight in him. Um,
You have way too.
yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have too much confidence now because you just qualify. You got to start getting that jaded. I don't know.
I always have confidence in my plays if I like them.
Second qualifier, man. Come on, you got this.
Yeah,
You have
thanks.
confidence up the wazoo right now. Every time I call you, you're like, "Listen, I love this guy." I'm like, "Fuego." Normally, you'd be like, you're sending me a text like, "He's a bust." Like 2 minutes in, but your confidence is up the wazoo. I love it.
It was the third one, by the way, but yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just think he's pitching really well, and guys that are in the zone, that I like to stick with them until they're out of that zone. But I get it with those BVPs. I get it versus the lefties, but I think he's definitely rosterable tonight, without a doubt. And I'm debating if he's going to be on my main on FanDuel or not. And let's do the last game before we go back and do a little recap. The Dodgers at San Diego. Kenta Maeda versus Luis Perdomo. Tell me why you like San Diego.
There's actually only a couple players that I like. I've been on the San Diego train for way too long, and they've screwed me so many times. But they are the best EVPs on the slate. Freddie Galvis, and they're all like reasonably priced too, and higher priced than they should be actually. Like they're all like low 3,000s to mid 3,000s, which makes me question if FanDuel knows something that we don't know. But like Freddie Galvis, Spangenberg, Renfro, all great stats. Ajayu, San Diego, man, you got to get players that are easier to pronounce their names. Matt Scherzer.
They do have a lot.
Yeah, but all these guys have great numbers. Spangenberg has 2 home runs in 10 at bats, or technically 11 at bats. Galvis has 1 home run, batting 556 in 9 at bats. So I have no problem rostering. Excuse me. This this San Diego team. Galvis is a talented player. He was on Philadelphia last season. He's very good, and they will give him the opportunity to steal if he ever gets on goddamn base. But he does have 2 steals against Maeda as well. This is a road game for Maeda. I just think it's a opportunity to stack a low-owned team at a low price.
Yeah, I'm not. I get it. I'm not going there tonight. Not my favorite. Maeda is risky, but viable. I would say. But I don't know. I hate LA pitchers. I'm not going to recommend them just because I hate LA pitchers. That's the problem. I'd recommend Cole or Ray or Carrasco over Maeda, even though if you played Maeda, I wouldn't say no, don't do it. I mean, he's got good ballpark. He's a favorite. Good weather. He's got a top 10 ump. So he's got a lot of good things going for him tonight, Maeda. So if you play him, I'm not going to say you're an idiot. I'm just not going to do it just because these LA pitchers always piss me off. On the other side, I think you could play some Dodgers versus Perdomo. They have decent numbers as well, 338 average for a team in 74 at bats. Grandal hits him well. Yeah.
I apologize to interrupt, but the Los Angeles Angels are looking like a great stack once again. I really love them. I mean, I can't. Every night I'm stacking them, and they're doing well for me every night, and their pricing is still relatively perfect. I apologize for interrupting, but these stacks are just great. Kinsler, Kozar, Calhoun, and I don't even know who I'm going to fill the third one with. but it's really an easy, great stack. Not to say easy because nothing's easy, but oh man, I'm loving this stack right here.
Fair enough. Let's do a little recap. I like Arizona, Atlanta, LA, Angels you like. I can get on board with that. Philadelphia, Cleveland are probably, if I was going to stack, I think you'd do some Mets one offs. Um, as far as pitchers go, I think on FanDuel, I'm limiting it to Cole, Carrasco. Now, is Barrios a risky enough? I mean, could you roll Barrios versus Cleveland?
I mean, you can, yeah. I
He's got upside, you know. I mean, 11 Ks last time out and 64 points and 55 first game.
and he's facing a bunch of righties. I mean, it's not like Cleveland has a bunch of lefties. It's just that they've been pretty hot, and I think that having Lindor and Ramirez in the middle of that one, the 2-3 in the lineup is a big deal, and I think you can really diminish a pitcher's confidence in the first inning by getting those two guys on base. I
Yeah.
think that might be what will happen.
Yeah, Ray makes me nervous. So I think it's Cole Carrasco for me with some Steven Matz on DraftKings. Um, yeah, Steven Matz on DraftKings. Maybe O'Rourke on DraftKings with Carrasco. Now, I think I like Carrasco better than Cole on DraftKings for sure. Um, yeah. These Cleveland pitchers, man, Kenta Maeda, God, I don't know about him. Yeah, and I'm gonna stay away. Um,
I think I'm definitely stacking Diego. I'm gonna kick myself in the ass for the third time in this league, but it's gonna have to happen because eventually these DVPs and these players have to hit. And Renfro, praying at third, Galvin Smith, like they're good players. Even if they each went 2 for 3 and nothing happened on the bases, I'd be happy with that. But or not really, but you know what I mean. It's just something has to happen eventually, and I think tonight's the night.
yeah. So let's see. You got there's some value. Descalso already mentioned him. Ryan Zimmerman again versus the lefty Mats. He's been cold, but he's viable. Jay Bruce lefty versus Roark. He's only 2,800 on FanDuel. Matt Kemp if he's playing for Dodgers under 3,000. And for one offs, for sure, I like paying up if you can tonight for Freeman, Freddie Freeman maybe, Francisco Lindor. I do like Preston Tucker, but Rice Hoskins, J.D. Martinez, Mookie Betts, those are all good if you can pay up for them. Conforto, I don't mind lefties versus Roark. All right, that's going to do it for today's edition of MLB Live at 5. We will get all the bugs worked out in the next week or so. Hopefully it worked. We will try to get Lou to get a better mic, or we'll see if I can figure out some settings to you can hear him better because I could hear him fine. But shout out to Dennis Roy. He said Lou sounded a little faint. Yeah, but the problem is that you could, but then it. Yeah, but the problem is then I would hear you really loud and they wouldn't. Yeah. All right, that's going to do it. Hit us up in Slack chat from 6 to 7. Rob, Renner, Lou, myself, we're always in there. And get that money. Peace.